Alpha Racing have enjoyed a phenomenal year on the racecourse, headlined by their Group 1 winner Barnavara, but a portfolio that's also included listed winning sprinter Saratoga Special. Both fillies will sell in the Sceptre sessions at the Tattersalls December Mares Sale, and I've come here to Jessica Harrington's in Ireland to find out how their preparation has gone ahead of their big dates in the sales ring. She's the most beautiful looking filly, isn't she?
She is.
Amazing how you see her up close. She's huge.
She is huge. I keep telling people she's huge.
And so when you first had her in, I mean, what were you thinking, sort of profile-wise? And
well,
you presumably thought she'd take a bit of time.
She did, but she actually won her maiden in May.
Yeah.
As a 2-year-old. And then she was third at every third and fourth in every group and listed race the rest of the time. But no one took her seriously.
And it's the newcomer Barnavara winning in good style from Kiltwood, Susan Nelson.
And talk us through, this season she had a very good first half to the year.
Yeah,
she just...
her first run was bad on very soft ground. I was a bit disappointed. And then from then on, she just was a revelation. When we went a mile in the race of the Kionga at Navan. Yeah. She was fantastic. We just let her bowl along, and she was in great form. And I thought Red Letter Day, quite honestly, was going to beat her that day, and I couldn't believe it. She came to her, and then she just, it was her trademark. Stuck her head out and said, "No, you're not going past me." And then literally we backed her up fairly quickly after that in Naas, and then we'd stepped her up to a mile and a quarter, and we weren't sure. But we said, "Okay, we'll ride her the same way," and she stayed every yard of it.
Barnavara's Meadow will win the Al Shira.
Her first run back then was in the Snow Ferry. Shamie Heffernan rode her, and he came in and apologised. He said, "I should have won because I didn't realise, how well she stayed, and I didn't make enough use of her, and she was done for." She got caught.
Yeah,
she
can be exuberant in her races, can't she? But she just keeps going, which is
and
a
keeps
remarkable
going.
thing. Yeah.
And so we then said, you got beaten there, but we'll still stick to plan A, which was then go to the Blanford at the Curragh, and which she won really well, really well. And she probably that day in the Snow Ferry, she was probably short. She hadn't run for 2.5 months.
Yes.
Or two.
She'd had a summer
long
break.
She backs up her runs pretty well, so I knew I wasn't any worry about her going to Paris. My only worry was that she actually had never travelled. She'd only raced in Ireland. She was brilliant. She travelled well, a little bit off her food whilst she'd been. We actually sent her early because there was going to be a storm.
That's right. And
so she went a day early, and it was probably the best thing we did, because by the time she got over there, she'd really settled in. Yes. And the other good thing was that they actually stabled us in Auteuil, not in Longchamp. Yes. So we didn't go into Longchamp till Sunday morning. So it was lovely and peace and quiet and everything. So that was brilliant too. That really played into her favour.
And in terms of her sort of improvement, she obviously looked very good in her previous start to the Opera, but did she surprise even you, just how easily she did it in France?
Well, I wasn't think it was that easy. It was a bit tight at the end.
No, true.
But but she was determined to win. She has great, unbelievable attitude. Yeah. You can see her sticking her neck. She's got a big long neck, and she stuck it right out on the line. Yeah. With everything surrounding her. And it was just amazing, Shane got everything right. He's a very, very good jockey from the front. He gets fractions right. And, he has it in there, and he has unbelievable faith in her.
And now she's travelled and she's taken that experience so well, I guess with her future career in mind, just given the scope of a filly like that.
Yeah. You're looking at her, you would think she'd have to improve at 4, because she's only now filling into her frame.
And obviously the ownership group always sell at the end of the 2 years involved.
Yes, unless there's something gone wrong or we can't sell, or something comes up.
But if you were plotting a campaign for her next year, or indeed towards the back end,
we've got it kind of plotted out that we would be going, I think, the Middleton, the race at York.
Yes, yeah.
And then the Pretty Polly here, and then the race at Goodwood, the Nassau. Keep her in her own thing, and then maybe try her over a mile and a half. Yeah, you just don't know.
Yeah,
she goes really on any ground. She has run on all grounds, because the ground that she won, the day she won in Naas, the ground was pretty quick that day.
Yes.
And she had no problem with you, and you see her moving. She's a beautiful mover.
Yes. She's obviously feeling well this morning. She looks fresh still.
Yeah, she's very, very well. It's kind of keeping a bit of a lid on her, and if we just went back trotting and walking, she'd be definitely far too risky for any of her jockeys to ride. But no, she's very fresh and well, and she's really come out of France so well, and you know, you'd have to think the dream is alive for next year with her.
Absolutely. And I guess you, at the time, probably she had quite a hard race, I would imagine, in France. But would you be tempted to run her again if she wasn't going to the sales?
If she wasn't going to the sales, you could have looked. There was definitely a few other options for her, but the way the syndicate's set out, she has to go to the sales. So it's a little bit sad, but I think she's going to be a trailblazer next year. She's really, I'd have to agree, Mum, she's only really filling her frame now,
I know,
isn't
she's
she?
only, because, you know, Gina couldn't believe how big she was.
Yeah. And mentally, how much has she come on through the year, and and kind of grown in confidence, I guess?
Big time, yeah. Throughout the year, you could say she was a little bit weak maybe at the start of the year, and since she had that Navan win, she's just gone from strength to strength.
Because she just looks to have that fantastic attitude in her races and that will to win, which goes so far, doesn't it?
It really, really does, and all she ever does is want to go and win. And you know, we really saw it in the Lopper when she really stuck her head out at the line, and everyone said another stride or two and she might have been beaten, but I don't think she was going to be.
I was going to say, the ground is kind of incidental that it was soft in France. No, she seems to be pretty versatile, really.
Very versatile.
Yeah, I'd say she'd go on any ground, and I think as she gets older, we'll see her even being more effective on better ground.
Yeah.
And
do you see her stay? I mean, she doesn't stop over 1.25 miles. Would you see her stepping up in trip as well?
On good ground.
On good ground, I think you definitely will be able to see her stepping up.
And what's she like to deal with at home, temperament-wise?
Yeah, she loves her work. You actually can't give her enough work, and she tells you that she's fresh and well, and she's her character. Adrian rides her out every day, and Keith is her barn manager, and she's never missed a beat. I'd say she's the most uncomplicated filly. I wouldn't say her vet's bills are zero, because a vet rarely sees her, because she's just so uncomplicated.
Well, it's been great to see Barnavara out this morning. She's a filly with so much presence. Just tell us a little bit about what caught your eye when you saw her at the yearling sales.
Well, she was a big gangly filly with presence, but one that you thought would develop into a nice 3-year-old. She was tall and narrow, but pretty, and we didn't expect her to mature quite as quickly as she did, and we were very surprised when she won in May as a 2-year-old.
And tell us a little bit about her pedigree, because it is quite an interesting pedigree.
Well, she's by Calix, who was just coming good. Unfortunately, he's lost to us now.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's from a very good German family of Lope de Vega, and when you have a champion stallion in the back of the pedigree, it's a good pedigree.
Absolutely. But were you expecting her to kind of, achieve what she's achieved, but in terms of distance and the way her career's progressed, it's almost quite a surprise.
I'm going to have to give Richie full credit for that. I didn't think she'd stay, and Richie was adamant that she would, so he pushed for her to run at Naas that time over 1.25 miles. So he takes full credit for that.
And she's part of the portfolio of horses for the Alpha Racing Syndicate. I mean, what an incredible year they must have
they've had great fun. I mean, they're a great bunch of people. We've been doing it, I think, for 8 years now. And every year we've managed to come up one that pays for the rest of it.
Yeah.
And hopefully this year it'll change as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And as far as the owners that have been involved, we saw plenty of them come over to France for the opera itself.
Yeah.
How much pleasure have they had from the racing?
Well, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's all about the racing. I mean, the money, we try to cost them as little as possible. That's the way it works. And it'll be a big night out at the December sales. But I mean, nothing's going to top the opera.
It was always the plan to sell, so I imagine it's not.
Well, the rules of the syndicate are that these syndicates, it's much easier if you have a set rules, so they have to be sold by the end of their 3-year-old career. Now, we have broken it a couple of times, but that's the rule of the syndicate, so it was never it hasn't been a discussion to sell.
What will it be like seeing a go through the ring, you know, is it bittersweet?
Going through the ring won't be. I mean, it depends. You know, if she goes on and does what I think she'll do next year, then it will be bittersweet.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
What will she do now before the sale?
So we're kind of trotting her, then cantering her every other day just to keep her back down more so than anything, and just keeping her moving. She's had a nice little bit of a spell just on the low, and now we're just doing a bit of cantering every other day with her just to really keep her back down and keep her fit and well. As you can see, she's looking fantastic, and yeah, onto the sale.
And obviously pedigree-wise, she's kind of not typical of what you'd expect from a calyx, really. She's got, I know she's related back in the pedigree to a horse like Lope de Vega, and she's got that amazing back catalogue, but how much have you expected her to be like her pedigree almost?
It's kind of, she didn't, it was interesting, and we bought her off Castle Hyde, and actually my brother-in-law James, I don't think he was working there, and Mum and Richie and Patrick went and said, James, which one do you like? He goes, well, the calyx filly there, we never see the end of her on the lunge. So that was nearly probably an instinct that we all kind of veered towards her, and at the sale, and we got her at the right price for the syndicate, and she's told us the rest.
She's got real presence and star quality about her, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's quite, for a filly, she's feminine but quite masculine at the same time, and
lovely feminine head.
She's all go, she's all business.
In addition to Group 1 winning Barnavara, Alpha Racing's portfolio also includes listed winning sprint filly Saratoga Special, who carries high hopes for her owners heading into the Scepter sessions of the Tattersalls December mares sale. So tell us a little bit about Saratoga Special. She just seems such an easy, straightforward filly.
Yes, she's a lovely filly. You know, she was unlucky at 2 not to win. She had some very, very good runs and got listed placed at 2. But this year she was really impressive when she won at Cork, and you know, she's just been a kind of fairy tale since. She kind of kept stepping forward, and she was so good when she won at Ayr. She got her ground that day, and you know, they had a really fast pace on early, and that really, really suited her.
They race up towards the line. Saratoga Special's won it.
She looks very straightforward. When we saw her drop it beautifully around the canter this morning, she just seems to go about business.
For a sprinter, she has an amazing, amazing attitude, and she just turns it on when she needs to, and very, very laid back, and she's just lovely.
And tell us a little bit, she's part of the same syndicate as well. I mean, she must have given the guys great thrill as well to watch her progress this year.
Yeah, it really has been. You know, she was really, really good, and it's been great for the syndicate to see her progress, because she showed so much potential last year, and she just has progressed when she was winning so well in Cork, breaking her maiden. But firm ground, good to firm ground is really key to her. I think she'd be a filly that would thrive in America if someone was to buy her for there, and there's definitely plenty of racing in her. She's a good, sound, solid filly.
Yeah, and attitude-wise, she seems to just take it all in her stride if she was travelling, for example.
Oh, travelling literally doesn't miss a beat. She'd nearly drive the box herself. Yeah. Lauren and Louise have been away with her a few times, and she says that she's just so easy.
She's a stakes winner. Her 3-part system made 450,000 this year at the yearling sales, and she's also racing sound and ready to go on with. You know, she's a different type of animal altogether. You know, she's a proper 5 furlong top of the ground sprinter, but she's racing sound, and in another year she'd be the star.
Yeah, and is that what you try to do, is create a portfolio with the sort of different profiles?
Yeah, we aim to buy sort of between 7 and 10 horses a year. Colts and fillies, mainly aimed at 3-year-old types. Yeah. But you know, we want to run as many races as possible, so you've got to have a spread.
And she's a lovely Memas filly, but she's quite scopy almost. And
she's a big, strong sprinting filly. Again, you know, a lot of these sprinters do get better as they get older. I mean, you look at them this year. I mean, every race has been won by a 4-, 5-, and 6-year-old gelding. Yeah. So you'd expect her to get better, which I think she will. You know, it's just a question where she goes, really.
Yeah. And I imagine you've had no trouble filling the syndicate this year, Patrick?
No, it's been an easy sell this year. So,
well, best of luck with the new draft.
Thank you very much.